Hi guys, welcome to another beer review, and we're going back over to Bamberg to one of my all-time favourite breweries, the Echt Schlenkerla. Well, it's actually Brauerei Heller in Bamberg, but of course Schlenkerla. That Märzen, one of my all-time favourite beers. I mean, yeah, I enjoy other variants from Schlenkerla more when I get them, but for a beer that just ticks all those boxes for me when it comes to the Rauch beer sort of universe. Yeah, the Schlenkerla Rauch beer Märzen is just perfection, or Perfektion. I think that's how you say perfection in German. It's been a while, folks. It's been a while. And I've been back in the UK for 2 years now, which is absolutely insane. So I've been feeling homesick for those 2 years. But I'm going to be going back in a couple of months in October, so I'm very much looking forward to that. So today we're looking at one that I've not actually had before. Surprise, surprise, because we're recording a video. And this is a bottle of the Kräusen, which, from what I remember, it's like a fresh batch of the beer that has been blended and sort of aged with an older batch of the Märzen. I think that's what the story is. It's new and old, sort of like the way Eau de Gueuses are with when it comes to lambics. So it's fresh with the sort of like matured coming together. And yeah, gorgeous artwork as per usual. And this is clocking in at 4.5% ABV. And got this gifted by my good friend Rob from Hopsy, who picks up for £2.50 at House of Trembling Madness in Leeds. He picked me up this and the Spezial lager, which was gorgeous as well. Just Rauch beers not more people need to do them, but when they do them, they need to do them right. It's not about, I mean, don't get me wrong, the smokier the better. I love that harshness, but don't go over the top with it. Just make like an honest to God Rauch beer. And I don't know why Cloudwater haven't done this, because they can make some of the best lagers in the UK. They really do. And they made that Doppelschwarz, which I think I mention every time now when I get a German beer to review. But yeah, I mean, the likes of Torside, who are just making some of the best, if not the best, smoked German style beers here in the UK. But you can't beat the original, even though this is just one of many breweries within the area in Bamberg. A place that I need to take a visit to, do a bit of a pilgrimage. Not much of a hiss, because quite frankly I've learned how to open bottles with lighters, but it just wasn't working because I was filming a video to show friends who had left back in Germany, and it just didn't work. Although it's a bit of a tough bottle cap, but yeah, I had to use this, which is a bottle opener which just looks like a wrench. I think you can actually use it as a wrench as well, so it's just whoever's created this. Because I got the hammerhead bottle stop as well. It's like a Christmas gift off family. But yeah, it's like whoever's created this has just literally got a cheap sort of like wrench thingy. Don't know what they're actually called. I'm terrible at DIY, although I do try my best. And yeah, so you could actually just use it as a tool as well as a bottle opener. But yeah, beer is emerging out of the glass. Nice foamy head using the iconic Augustiner glass. Not had a bottle of Augustiner for ages. It's been too long, so I'll have to rectify that and pick up a few bottles. But that being said, we're almost getting to Oktoberfest season, so it wouldn't surprise me if I can get hold of it. That's one of those beers where I'm getting like 6 bottles. It's like the Maximator when it comes available in the UK. 6-bottle job, do you know what I mean? German beer just... But you can probably already tell that from the channel. And yeah, quite a lively beer, to be honest. It's not as dark as you would expect from the sort of, compared to the Märzen, which is expected because it's got younger beer, which hasn't matured as much. In fact, there's writing on the back which I'll read. So, in the world of German brewing, Kräusen refers to the intense proliferation of bubbles and flavour and foam form. Well, there we go. Foam. Foam during fermentation of a young or green beer, and Aufkreuzen, literally to kreuzen it up. No, it's Kräusen because it's just one S. See, I know little. I remember a little bit. Ach du Scheiße. But yeah, so completely out of context use of that, by the way. Literally to kreuzen it up. Refers to a historic brewing technique in which some of the green beer is added to a fully matured lager. Echt Schlenkerla Kräusen is a amber-coloured, unfiltered beer, lager beer, can't read, with beautiful malt flavours and a slight smokiness. It matures for months in that deep rock cellars underneath the Schlenkerla brewery and is kreuzened with Schlenkerla Rauchbier just before bottling. So yeah, interesting stuff. And yeah, so from what I've heard, this is one of those beers where people who really like these sorts of beers have been either a little bit disappointed, or they've been like, wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting a bit more. Some people are like, this is really damn good. I suppose beers like this will divide opinion anyway, just by style. But yeah, it looks like, a beer that's been poured at a sort of not festival, but the Dult. What's the Dult classed as? Parade, not parade. Oh, what's it called? Not festival. It's a word like that. Word very similar to festival. I don't know what's been wrong with me recently with recording videos. Just not being able to get the most basic words out there. But basically, if you've ever been to Germany, especially Bavaria, the likes of Oktoberfest and the little festivals that the smaller towns and cities will put on, with local breweries coming together and having beer for the locals, food vendors, very traditional. Then you've got the rides and stuff like that. I can't remember what you'd class it as. The word is there. The word is there, but I'm not getting it. So it's not festival, although it's festive, I'd say. It's got, good atmosphere, always fun. The thing is, with stuff like Oktoberfest, yeah, I'd like to go as a tourist to experience an Oktoberfest. I'd be absolutely skint afterwards. But when I was living in Regensburg, there was a few times a year there'd be a little bit of a... That word is there, but it's like a line. It's just a line, and you fill the words in. And that was always good. You'd have Kneitinger, Bischofshof, Spital, with their own tents, and it was really good. I just loved that sort of atmosphere. Great beer on tap in the big, jugs. Wonderful, wonderful times. Why am I talking about that? Why do I always seem to reminisce when I do German beer? But yeah, the beer reminds you of a pour you'd get at one of those sorts of events and that sort of thing. But yeah, it looks absolutely lovely. 2 fingers now of a lovely foamy creamy head. So let's see what we get on the nose. Ooh, that is more gentle, but it's definitely there. It's almost got it's gonna sound so fucking poncy right now, but the smoked woodiness, but it's as if it's been damp after something's been smoked. Do you know what I mean? It's got a wet wood sort of character as well as a smoky aspect. It smells good though. I just love these aromas. This is probably the most musky Rauch beer that I've tried in terms of aroma. But yeah, you're not really getting that ham, sort of like glazed ham that you sometimes get with the Märzen. This is like proper old school smokehouse with smoked fish. This has definitely got the smoked fish aspect. It smells good. Reminds me of kippers. It really does. But yeah, it's, although it's not like really in your face, when you do get a big sniff, it is really condensed and bold and rustic and robust. It smells so good. I love this sort of aroma. I don't drink enough of these beers, and not enough breweries are doing these sorts of beers. But they'll do like a smoked sour beer. Just make like a smoked Märzen. Just basically copy, these Bamberg-based breweries. Just do rip-offs, because they'll be wonderful. I love it. I mean, yeah, though I might get, it's not as good as the original, because I'm a ponce like that, as you guys know. But as someone who loves Rauch beers, this is delivering on the nose. And anyway, so let's actually give it a taste. So, Prost. Okay. Okay. Very intriguing. Very, very intriguing. It's more musky than smoky, I would say. There's not really any sort of like subtle smoky sweetness going through. It is more like reined in and toned down. You almost get the idea or the impression that it's slightly diluted from the process. It's very spicy, peppery, loads of like dark, dense rye bread with this one. You get the smokiness more on the back end of the beer, I'd say. The final third to the final resting flavour. But as you're drinking it, it's got more of like a musky, savoury lager character. I would not say that this is a refreshing beer. I've chose to drink this at room temperature because I wanted to get those flavours coming in with a style like this. Although something like the Schlenkerla Rauchbier Märzen tastes really good chilled down as well, so you don't lose too much of that smoky character. But yeah, this is perfect, like lunchtime brotzeit sort of beer, where you've got potentially pretzels, freshly baked buns from the local brewery. You've got some nice, cheeses, hams, every stereotype under the sun, some salamis, homemade Kartoffelsalat, and that sort of stuff. There's just something so homely about these sorts of beers. These beers are, you want to go to the source. You want to eat the food on the premises and have the fresh beer. That's the one thing. Well, there's many reasons why I love German brewing, but people produce like weird and wacky beers to pair with different foods, and you'll get tasting events where we're making this chocolate pudding and we've got this omnipollo, soft serve to pair with it. Germany always makes perfect beers to go with food. And sometimes they make beers like this, which you could actually just drink and it's lunch in a glass. Because it's like you've had like a nice smoked salami on some rye bread with some Emmentaler cheese. Do you know what I mean? It gives me that impression. And I think countries like Germany do these traditional styles perfectly. Where it's like, we've got a beer for breakfast, beer for lunch, beer for dinner, beer for supper. Do you know what I mean? There's no... Of course, you'll get drinking problems no matter where you go. But I think, for the most part, Germany's, from what I experienced living there, there's so much more maturity when it comes to the attitudes of beer. You know, you're not going to get sacked if you've had like a beer on your lunch and you go back into the office like you would in the UK. You know, all hell breaks loose. Because we all know that drinking one beer is going to turn you into an absolute moron who's just going to be slumped all over the place. Do you know what I mean? There's just so much more maturity and respect, and we're getting that more now, I'd say, with the craft sort of thing here in the UK. But youth culture is always going to gravitate to, you know, the 20 packs of the cheapest macro that they can get hold of, which is perfectly fine. I've been there myself. Happy days. They were very happy days. And sometimes, do you know what? I want to get a 6-pack of Carlsberg, Heineken, Bud Light, Pabst Blue Ribbon, Warsteiner. You know, these beers all have their place. And I just think that, and I'm sure there'll be people who, you know, who are not only German, but also people who've lived there much longer than I have, who will probably think my attitudes are naive and that sort of thing. But this, to me, I want to be in Bamberg. I want to be sat in a lovely, cosy, traditional eatery, having local produce, beautifully, you know, prepared Bavarian cuisine, with a beer like this to hand, which of course I'm going to enjoy on its own, but to pair with the food, it's going to go beautifully. And this is a perfect food beer, I would say. Definitely so. And if you've been put off by some of the smoked beers you've had, I'd say there is a gentleness and approachability to this one that you might not get with some others. And even though I'm one of the people who's like, if you're going to make it harsh, make it harsh. This is a good, and you know, £2.59 a bottle. Come on, you know, you sometimes pay like £3 to £4 for a bottle of you know, Augustina Lager Beer Hell, which best beer in the world, by the way. But for like £1.50 less, you get, you know, a very intriguing, beautifully executed beer. Now, is it my favourite Schlenkerla beer? No, it's probably, to be honest, a beautiful beer, but the least enjoyable that I've had. It's just a bit too toned down for me, but not in a bad way, because I could still happily devour a full crate of this. Do you know what I mean? If someone came to me and said, listen, I've got a crate of this Kräusen that I just can't drink, do you want it? I'd be, fuck yes. And I'm going to do a Batman slap and, you know, more fool you. But, yeah, beautiful stuff nonetheless. And still an 8.5 out of 10 from me on this one. Still can't think of what the word I'm trying to use is. Just reminds me of like, oh my god, it's going to wind me the fuck up, that. But I'm going to cut this video short. If it comes back to mind, or if I even care to remember, I'll put the word down below. But you can put the word in the comments. Prove me wrong. Make me look like an utter gobshite. It's easily done. Easily done. So not the biggest challenge. It's damn good. And I need to work on my lighter bottle opener skills. Because it is a skill to take an inanimate object and to open a bottle of beer with it without just getting a table and slamming it and destroying the table and potentially smashing the top of your glass. But yeah, I don't know why that's... I've always associated that with Germany. I think it's because every time I went for a drinking sort of gathering, there was always that one person, or like pretty much everyone else there, who would just open bottles of beer with, you know, a lighter. Don't really see that too much, though. Brett from B2B Reviews, I think he's a dab hand at it. And it's not really a skill to be proud of at the end of the day, but god damn it, it's a skill I want to do. Yeah. Lovely sort of beer. Horrible review. Definitely not the sentence that I wanted to say. Don't know what I wanted to say. Waffled on for way too long. Probably drank a few too many beers tonight, but oh well. You don't come here for concise, informative reviews. You come here for garbled messes like this at the end of the day. And well, that's the sort of beer reviews that I like to watch anyway. So thank you all for watching. If you tried it, let me know your thoughts, opinions. Are you a fan of these sorts of beers? What's your favourite Schlenkerla beer? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Very intriguing style that I think does get overlooked quite severely, actually. And I know Pete from Master of Hoppets would probably agree with me on that one. But yeah, lovely stuff. And for the price, well, I got it for free, so it's even better. But that price, you can't go wrong. You really, really can't. Anyway, go check out House Trembler Madness. Big thank you to Rob from Hopscene down below. His channel will be in the comments, but you're already subscribed to him, so it's pointless doing a shout out. But I want to show my appreciation because he didn't have to buy me this beer. He didn't have to buy me, the Spezial Rauch Beer Lager. But he did, and that's the sort of guy he is. So, Rob, do truly appreciate this, mein Freund. Und yeah, Dankeschön. I'm not going to attempt to end this video in German because it's just not going to end well. Ja, vielen Dank und bis bald. Tschüss.